Here.
Eileen Gu, skier for China, but actually an American citizen. In some bizarre, weird world, she is now the ambassador to bring the Winter Olympics to the U.S.
Is she actually the ambassador, or is she just like being tested as being?
I guess acting as call it acting ambassador.
Is she really, or did they just say?
I think
maybe.
I think maybe.
Okay.
I don't want to say anything. I do want to say that that's just absolutely insane to me, because she's the one that said, when I'm in China, I'm Chinese. When I'm in America, I'm American. She's quite literally doing that literally.
Yes.
And skirting all of these all of the concern on both sides, because Chinese people are super mad at her right now because she abandoned China, and they used her as propaganda to say, look at these Americans are coming to China. Yeah. They're so proud of their homeland and stuff. They use it as soft power. And then she runs back to America. And then all the Chinese people are like, what the hell happened? She was supposed to be representing us.
She ran back on a private jet. And she ran back just before the lockdowns as well. She's like, I'm out of here. I'm done.
Yeah. There's some cartoons that came out. There's one.
Oh, yeah. Let's take a look.
Apt.
Yeah. Where is it? There we go. So I actually really like this cartoon.
Yeah.
It's got Eileen Gu as a very unattractive chameleon.
Yeah.
You know, basically changing her colors wherever she goes.
Yes.
I do find it quite ridiculous that she would even be considered to be an ambassador for the Olympic Games in the States.
That's what I'm concerned about. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm going to just be straight up. I don't think anyone gives a shit about the Olympics anymore. It's never been more unpopular, and especially the Winter Olympics. Who cares?
Yeah,
Who cares?
Winter Olympics has never been a big thing. No. Yeah, it is. It's just
everyone can use a VPN though in China. Do you know that?
Oh yeah, yeah. Go cry about it. It's free on the App Store, right? I don't know, but I would like you to tell everybody the importance of the Olympic Games to communist nations.
Well, yeah, it's super important because it's a projection of soft power. So before, when communist nations like the USSR or China were very insecure of the fact that Western Europe and America and these countries were getting very wealthy and able to project their power and influence around the world with Hollywood and cars and all these things that they couldn't have, that they have one chance to say, hey, our system may be like, it look more archaic to you guys, you brainwash people in the West, but on the world stage, when push comes to shove, in athletics, we'll beat you. And it proves that we are stronger. It's this very deep insecurity that your country sucks, and let's just be honest. The Chinese government sucks, right? And they make Chinese people's lives worse. It does. It just makes it worse for people, right?
Right.
So when you go out there and you say, oh, I won more medals, and people say, oh, well, you know, in some ways, actually, we're really strong. We're beating those other nations finally, right?
Yeah.
It's our come up.
And people start to respect.
People will respect this.
So look at China.
It's an archaic and outdated way to view things.
Yeah.
Most individualistic countries, places where people have their own freedom and rights and choices to do whatever they want, realize that countries that put their athletes through these Olympic mills, basically slave camps to make athletes represent them on the world stage, they realize, hey, this is actually bullshit, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
and we don't care.
I mean, it's one of those things, I guess, when you look at athletes, usually, at least where I grew up and here in America, it's people who have a passion for a certain sport. Yeah. They follow it. They realize they're really good at it. They love it, and they really put they dedicate their lives to it. But it's different. I've met people in China where they have no option other than to do that. If you're from a very poor area, there's no way that you can afford education. There's no way you're going to go to college. But if you're good at athletics and you're spotted by these scouts, then they give you like a bursary, basically. They put you through school. They pay for your education, but your education is just athletics, you know? But it gives you that opportunity to provide for your family and all that kind of stuff. So it's well sought after in the rural areas. For sure.
No, the thing in the U.S. is, I actually listened to something the other day. I was on a podcast. It was on Jordan Harbinger's podcast with his buddy. They were talking about the Olympics, and it is a bullshit show in the U.S. as well. Like, Olympians are mistreated and not paid, like, basically anything, and then they have no opportunities. Right.
That's
afterwards.
nonsense,
it's bad. But it's wildly different than in China, where you're expected to represent the nation on a diplomatic level. And that goes beyond just you being best at your sport or doing that. It's like the face and pride, and everyone's riding on you. So when you have that much behind it, it's like when you fail, you are destroyed. Your reputation's gone. You're a villain in the country. Yeah. Whereas in the U.S., like, they're mistreated. Yes, their salaries are horrible and they run out of opportunities, but The problem is that at the end, if you lose, let's say you get third bronze, or you get like the fourth prize or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. In the U.S., people will be like, "Oh, you did great. You did great. You tried your best." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In China, they hurl abuse at you.
Yeah.
And the government actually supports that. They want people to look down on people that failed for the country.
Yes.
So they promote that abuse online. People will go after you. They try to ruin your life.
Yeah. I mean, that happened with, I just looked him up. I forgot his name. Liu Xiang. Liu Xiang. I remember during the 2008 Olympics and leading up to it while I was in China, he was a superstar. He was everywhere.
Right.
He was on all the advertisements. He was being used. And he got injured or he tripped or he fell or something happened somewhere along the lines and he became demonized and people hated him.
Yeah.
And they were like attacking him and he just disappeared from the spotlight. So that's a good example.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, so we're just seeing Eileen Gu doing her usual chameleon act over here, signing more brand deals and whatnot. You know, she's riding this whole, she's very crafty. I'll tell you that.
Sure.